Let me stop the transcription there. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Doing
Great.
pretty good?
Tired.
Tired,
How are you?
yes, it's Monday. Of course we're tired. And so that's awesome though to get some feedback there. That way I know everybody is out there. They haven't fallen asleep. So I hope everybody's got their coffee, their monster drinks or whatever everybody's drinking now. If you're drinking something else, keep it off camera. It is still class, so we have to keep it within the parameters of class. So let me get things going here. And so got everything going. If you see me looking left to right, it's because as I'm teaching, I do monitor it on a different screen because once I start any demos or that, the main screen here, I cannot see what's going on with everybody there. That way I can try to keep up in case you have questions. So while we're going through, if you have any questions, you don't have to wait until the end. I know some people, they're used to like demos and things or Zoom meetings and that where they want you to wait until the very end to ask questions. It's not like that. This is your classroom. So if you have questions, ask right then. If you have a chat box, some people do, depending on how they connected. Uh, type it down in the chat box or wherever so that we can see it. Otherwise, you can unmute your mic, ask the question there, and that way, if I don't see a hand raise or that, give me a minute because sometimes I see it. Uh, Travis, I see your mic is unmuted. Are you asking a question I'm not hearing?
No, I'm not asking a question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Travis is going to do some karaoke for us here. He's been practicing and he couldn't get on America's Got Talent, but he's going to entertain us tonight. So, or did I get that wrong? And so giving people a minute to join. I want you all to feel comfortable in the class. Some people don't feel comfortable on camera. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to turn your mic on if you don't want to. But this is where you can come, you can ask questions. I'll be going through live demonstrations when we do our projects. I'll be doing them step by step. And so greetings, Earthlings. I love it. When I do those, starting next week, we're going to do a project in Word. The following week, we'll do one in Excel. The next one we will be doing in PowerPoint. So on those nights that we do those will always be Monday. That's when we have the class. I do them step by step. So if you're in the class watching, you can ask questions, but I do everything in front of you so that you can see them. And if you follow them, you will see how to do those. Okay. And any questions before we get going here? Nope, we're good. Okay, so one of the questions that usually comes out is what happens if I can't attend the live class? After the class is over, what I do is I take this recording, I post it up to YouTube. I'll be sending the link out to you through your student email. I will also send the link to you through text. So if you happen to miss a live class, you will be able to watch that recording. Your attendance is not tied to the live class. Okay, your attendance is tied to completing assignments, especially on Monday before 11:59 and Thursday. I will go over those schedules as to what you have to complete. They're very specific assignments, not just whatever you want on those nights, so that you gain attendance. Okay, if you miss an assignment by those time frames, you'll be able to make up the assignment, but not the attendance. That only makes sense if you were on campus and you missed Monday, you couldn't come into class Tuesday, walk in the door, out the door, and back in and say, I came in twice. That counts for the day that I messed up. All right. So that's how that's going to work. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And pay attention when I go through the chapter, especially because if not, you're going to be doing way more work than you need to. And I don't want you doing more than you should. Your time's limited as far as and you have very busy schedules, and I don't want you doing things that you don't need to be doing. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do some screen sharing here, and I'm going to make my page look like yours here. All right. So this is your main page. This is your also called your landing page or your home page. And there's some things on here that are kind of like almost no touch areas. Number one thing on here, you're going to see right here required devices. Okay. Requires a PC, Mac, or Chromebook with a 2-button mouse or touchpad and function key capability. The reason being is we're going to be working in Microsoft applications and you're going to be having to do left clicks and right clicks. So if you're not familiar with that and you're used to using a touchpad, a lot of times on a touchpad, left click is one touch and a right click is with 2 fingers. Okay, if you are using or used to using just a phone, there's going to be a situation here. Our online book and the SimNet simulator does not run on the iOS operating system or the Android operating system. So you cannot use a phone to do this class. Okay. If you don't have a PC, Mac, or Chromebook or an iPad, okay, cannot be an Android tablet because of the operating system. If you don't have one of those, go to the campus to do the SimNet items, okay? Don't think you're going to be able to get around it. You're going to be able to budget. It doesn't work, okay? Save you the hassle, the trouble. It just doesn't work, okay? And so that's why it's right here, okay? Just go to the campus and use the system. The other thing is some people don't like online classes, particularly because they get lonely. They don't want to be alone all the time. Get together, go to the campus, meet up. You can work with your fellow students. You can work together. You don't have to be alone. Online doesn't always mean at home, okay? And so, yeah, they can be boring. That's quite all right. Online can be boring, okay? I understand. I've taken online classes. You can meet up. You can meet up outside. I've had students that had children. They met in the park. They worked on their assignment, etc. Okay, while their kids played. Wherever you have a connection, you can have your class. Okay, so that's ways to get around it. And so please take advantage of that. Another thing that you might like, all your assignments for the week open on Monday. The quicker you finish the assignments for the week, you are done for the week. Okay, everybody got that? If you finish all your assignments tonight, you are done for the week. Okay, I cannot open the next week early for you, but you can finish early. Okay, I had students every month, they're done by Tuesday. They have the whole rest of the week. Okay, and I'll explain that further. So there are advantages. The other advantage is you can work on your assignments 24/7, any time of night. You don't have that ability, of course, with your day classes. So there are flexibilities, there are advantages. The other thing I hear, I'm a hands-on learner. Well, this is a computer class. You to be hands-on, you have to be on the computer. Okay, no way around it. Other people will tell me, I'm never going to use this. Well, I've got welders out on the docks in Tampa. They use Excel to track every one of their projects that they work on. Okay, these programs are being used out there in every career. Okay. Now, something that's different about this class, we have students in here from Tampa, we have them from Orlando, we have them from Auburndale, we have them from Sanford, we have them from multiple campuses and multiple careers. Okay, so we have welders, we have HVAC, we have electricians, we have vet assistants, and we have medical assistants all in this class. Okay, Auburndale, you're right down the road from me. I can be at the Auburndale campus in no time. Orlando, I've taught in three of the buildings in Orlando and out in Sanford. I will not teach out of that safe in the first floor. You haven't been to Sanford, you don't know what I'm talking about, but Sanford used to be a bank and the safe or the vault is still there. It's not functional, but it still gives me the creeps going in there. So, I've been around these areas. Um, I've worked for ADP. You may know it as a payroll company. So I did custom programming for them, but I was also in big trucking. So I know my way around a shop. Those of you in the vet assisting program, I run a 501c animal rescue. I do native wildlife. If you know the Gator Boys, I help do the dentals for the Gator Boys alligators. I work with the panthers. I work with the Florida black bear. I do all the birds of prey, hawks, eagles, falcons, owls of all types. Um, bobcats, you name it. If it's a Florida native, I work with those. Okay, so I know that. Medical assisting, I worked in Electra General, which is known as Shands Hospital, for more years than I want to say because I'm just 21. All right, so I've been in the careers that we teach here, and that's just because I'm 2 days older than dirt. All right. So I know where these items are being used, and it also helps make your career bulletproof so that you have more skills than maybe the next person. And we talk to the people who do the hiring, and they want these skills. Now, are you going to have to memorize everything? Absolutely not. Okay. Memorizing everything is not what we're going to do. Chickens are fun until you have to clean out the barns and things, Alberto. And we used to have to put down the lye and everything inside them. Did not like that one bit. That was in Arkansas. We own 40 acres there, and my family has 900 acres in Illinois. We lease it out for beans and corn. So I told you I've been around. Uh, so there is a lot going for these programs, and I don't expect you to memorize. What I want you to get out of this class is a working knowledge that you know how to do things, and you know what you know, and you know what you don't know, which means somebody asks you to do something, you feel confident that you can do everything that you need to. Now, this class is going to cover things that you will probably not need to do very often, but you're going to get a good working knowledge. All right? I want you to try. If there are things that seem difficult, I want you to try. I want you to put forth the effort. And if you get stuck, I want you to ask. Okay? Don't just give up and shut down. Okay? If I ask for you to say, answer a question for me, it's like, hey, do you need help? Do you need this? Do not ghost me. Okay? I may be round, but I'm not Pac-Man. I don't chase ghosts. Respond. Answer me. Okay? Show me that courtesy I'll do the same. Okay, I will help you in any way I possibly can. I'm very pro-student. The messages that you're receiving from text, that is text only. Okay, if you need to send me a screenshot or something, please email it. If you send it on that text line, I will not see it. But that is me on that line. That is not automated or anything. That is me. Okay. You can reach me on that, or you can reach me uh, through email. All right. Everybody good so far? Yes, yes. If you are out there, you can use those emojis like you see there. That way I know that you're out there. Perfect. All right. So there's a couple of things on the screen here. This to-do list, please don't rely on that telling you what you need to do. Because if you go so far into an assignment, things will drop off that and you'll think you're done and you're not. Okay. Now, when you've completed things in the book, you will have a grade for it, but book items will not necessarily say that it's complete in the grade book. If you have a grade, trust me, it is done, okay? Third-party books and Canvas have issues with each other. If you have a grade, I've got your assignment and you can always ask me. Okay, so here we go. One of the things we're going to do is you can access your weeks through week 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the 4 weeks of the class. The other thing that I want to show you here is your syllabus. And for those of you that don't know, your syllabus here is going to show you how things break down. Your discussions, we're going to have one discussion that it requires typed responses every week. Your assignments, these are your chapters. Some people think that the chapters don't count very much, but I want you to know they're 30% of your grade in this class. Quizzes, we only have one, maybe two quizzes, and they're not the way you may think of them, and those are 20%. Your projects, we're going to have uh, let's see, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We got 3 quizzes. That's 25%. Your exam, this is your final exam. Notice I did not mention midterm. You do not have a midterm exam in this class because we're just starting this week. Next week would be midterm. I don't think it's right to just toss you into an exam after 1 week really in the class. So I do not do a midterm exam for you, okay? And that's gonna equal your 100%, okay? So we're going to back out. So that's how you have your breakdown there. And the other way to get to your assignments is through modules, okay? The modules and these weeks, those are the only place to launch your assignments. Do not launch through the gradebook and do not launch them through the to-do list or you will get bizarre error messages. We will be using SimNet, but this is not where you launch them. Again, we're going to be going through the weeks or through the modules. I'm going to click here and you'll notice your weeks are grayed out. And that's because we have 2 assignments that we must do to unlock your class. It even says so, and to unlock your class. First one, and these 2 also have to be done for attendance tonight, is what's called the Online Honor Pledge. Every online class has to do this. So you say, take the quiz. The first one says that you don't have any unauthorized help. That means you have to do it yourself. You can't get anybody to do it for you. So you say, I agree. The other one, all this information, what that's saying is you understand you have to have a PC, Mac, or Chromebook. Okay. And you say, I agree. Now, the bit with the iPad, if you use an iPad, you need to have an attached keyboard for it. The on-screen keyboard is going to take up too much real estate on the screen. You're not going to be able to work the simulator. The other thing is because you have to do those left and right clicks, you're going to need that touchpad or that mouse attached to that iPad. So a Bluetooth mouse will work with it. So you can do that. The other thing is do not run the Canvas app to access this class. Go through the portal here in a browser just like you do on a computer. Okay, everybody got that? So you can use an iPad, but you must follow those rules. If you come through on the app and it's blowing up, I'll look to see how you're accessing, and it'll say Canvas for iPad. On the way to access it, I'll tell you, look, I can't get you past that. You've got to go through either Chrome or Safari on your iPad. Okay, so you agree to that, letting us know that you understand what kind of equipment you have to have, and you say submit the quiz. That is one part down. Go back to your modules. And the other one is this introduce yourself. You click on that and it says you're here for a specific career. Computers will be part of it, even if you might not think so. So tell us about yourself. So you click reply, type in a little bit about yourself. You don't have to write a whole book. Just type that in. I'm just going to put in here, this is a demo, and understand that I read everything you put in. That's my job to do so. When you're typing responses in, remember proper grammar, okay? It is a college, uppercase, lowercase, punctuation, periods, exclamation marks, question marks, okay? Don't use abbreviations like you do when you text on your phone, okay? Please keep it clean, watch the language. It is a real class, okay? Please keep it clean. I don't want to have to remove anybody's comments, etc. from here. And so once you have your information typed in here, then you're going to click reply, okay? Now, you can read about everybody else here so that you kind of understand who your classmates are. And then when you're ready, go back to modules. Now what you're going to notice is week 1 is open and you're going to see all the days that are in here. You do not have assignments for every day, okay? You do not have to log in every day. You do not get attendance by logging in every day. Log in if you're going to do work or there's something you need to see. If you're not, if you don't have to do something that day, don't log in. Don't think you have to rush home and log in, okay? The only thing you're going to impress is your keyboard. It missed me. My human missed me, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you that is I don't want anybody thinking, oh my God, I got to get home and log in. I got to get, no, your life is too busy for that. Do it when you're going to do work, okay? So this is the way the week's going to work. Today we have this live session, okay? 7 p.m. This is how you connect it. Now, if you miss a live session, right here, you'll be able to click here and this will be red and you'll be able to click on that and it will take you to the YouTube video. Okay. I will, like I said, after the live class and YouTube processes it, I will send you the link in an email and a text. I want to make sure you have access to it. It's not as big of a deal tonight other than showing you how to complete chapters. But notice in week 2, I'm going to do a complete word project walkthrough and something on week 3, etc. These are going to become way more important because it's going to have step by step. Okay. So that's where you will get those items. And give me just a second. My cursor is running around on a different screen. I have 5 screens going here, so sometimes things go a little crazy here. Okay, so that's how you get those recordings. And then you'll notice there's nothing there for Tuesday. Okay, now there's a couple of ways you can look at this. Tuesday, I've got nothing to do, or maybe Tuesday, I want to work ahead. Okay, that depends on your schedule. No. Okay, I hear somebody. Hold on here. Hello? Someone talking? Does someone have a question? No? Okay. Okay, so you can look at it 2 ways. You can, I've got nothing on Tuesday, or I can work ahead. Okay, so on Wednesday, though, it says first reply due. Discussions require 2 posts. Your original post, 60 points, and then you must post on one student's response. Okay, we have a discussion for week 1 on shortcuts. Okay, so if you click on this, it's going to take you to a discussion. Okay, now discussions are not chatting, they're actually typed. Okay, so everyone wants an easier way to do something. And so we all want it a little bit easier, but there's shortcuts. Do we have any gamers out there? Anybody play games? Yep, there's my gamers. Okay, our whole family games. We have PlayStation, we have Xbox, we've got Switch, and we do PC gaming. Even my parents game. My father's in his 90s, my mom's in her 80s. They love Call of Duty. Watch out for those old people. They will take you down in a heartbeat. They're mean old people. Let me tell you. And so if you're used to that, you use a lot of shortcuts in those shortcut keys. People don't realize that these gaming systems kind of stole that from PCs, and but PCs and Macs, they both have shortcuts, and everybody's familiar with Control Alt Delete. We've had to use that a time or two, but let's take a look. If you click on this yellow one here, these are Windows shortcuts, and it's going to open up a document here. And these are some of the shortcuts. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to scroll down, and all these are sitting there on your system. And if you do these keyboard combinations and keep going and going and going, they do a lot of different things. And people don't know that all these shortcuts are there. They might be quite surprised how many are there. Okay, and there's quite a few. Okay, so number one, I want you to take a look at those. And if you have a Mac, you can take a look at these. And you might be surprised how many there are, or you may not be. But PCs aren't the only ones that use all these shortcuts. Now, I use both machines, and I think it's a little bit easier to use the shortcuts on PCs, even though I prefer using a Mac. But I want you to go in and take a look. And do you see things that you already do that they may have a shortcut? Or do you see shortcuts you already use? Or do you see something that, oh my gosh, I could use that? And then what you do is there's posting to do. Okay. So your first post, this one has to be done by Wednesday at 11:59. Okay. Now, when I say that these things have to be done by Wednesday at 11:59, I did not pick this out on my own. Okay. These are school requirements. Okay. And so I want you to go in and think about these things and you're going to answer that. All right. And then you have to respond to one other person. Okay. But only if the first part's due by Wednesday. So what you do is you come down here and you say, I use, whoops, get this to type here. I use the following ones. And then you list them down or whatever you want to type. Okay. And then you click reply. Now, once you do that, you see the other people who've already responded. Okay. You don't get to see their replies until after you type yours. Now, I strongly recommend when you're in here, go ahead and read some of the other ones and then click reply and respond to one of theirs. Knock this one out. Do your 2 responses and this one is done for the week. Does everybody understand that? 2 replies and you are done for the week. Now, when you're responding to that other person, don't just put, I agree, okay? Because there's requirements here. When you respond, it says it should be constructive, thoughtful, blah, 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 okay? It says avoid, I agree, or great post. Actually write something that means anything. There's not a word requirement. If I'm talking to you, you just respond to me. I don't say, you know, and ask you a question and then say, and reply back to me with 30 words or more. That would just be weird, wouldn't it? Can you imagine talking back and forth like that? Hey, what do you think about this car? And reply back in 30 or more words. God, that would just drive me up the wall. So same thing applies here. Respond. So if you do this, we'll come back to the modules here. If you do this in week 1 and you do both replies, this will be done. If you only do 1 replies, I'm going to come in and I'm going to put 60 points in here and let you know you still have to come back and respond with another response before Sunday. Okay? If you don't come back before Sunday, this discussion will close and lock and you do not get another chance. Discussions, the school will not let us put an extension on. Okay, everybody understand that? Discussions are just like a class participation. If you miss a discussion or don't get both posts in, I cannot extend or reopen that assignment for you. Discussions are unique like that, okay? But just do both at one time, boom, boom, and that'll be done, okay? Now, this is the part that gets confusing here. Are we ready? Everybody got their caffeine in them? We're all set? Everybody ready? Yes, yes, yes. All right, here we go. Thursday is your other attendance day. Every week on Thursday is attendance, okay? So you're going to have assignments in this Thursday block, okay? No matter how many assignments are in here, you only have to do one of them to get attendance, okay? If there's 3 assignments, only 1 is needed to get attendance. Your choice, but only 1 is needed for attendance. However, all of them have to be completed by Sunday at 11:59 or they lock. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Any questions on that? one for attendance on Thursday, but everything in here has to be completed by Sunday at 11:59. Okay? So this week we have a chapter and we have a chapter quiz. I do recommend you do the chapter before the chapter quiz. Okay? So here we go. So to do the chapter, we're going to click on it. And it's going to come and it's going to pop this up here. And it says, do you have a SimNet account? Now, this is the first time we're attaching to our book. And so no, we don't. You're going to put in here your school email. Okay. And the reason why is we're going to connect SimNet into our Canvas account. Okay. So I'm going to put in my rhaley at stc.edu. You would put in your student email account and click Create Account. And what that's going to do is then that's going to open the book. Okay, does everybody got that? Everybody understands that's how you connect your book. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to the tab up here and I'm going to close this and I'm going to go back here to the home page and I'm going to show you what it's like if you were coming back into the class here again. I'm going to go to modules and I'm going to come back down to the chapter again. The second time you come in, notice I don't have to put anything in. It automatically launches the book. Okay. The good thing about SimNet, it will say as you go. Correct, you get through it through the modules. SimNet saves as you go. So if there's a power failure, your internet drops, you do not lose your assignments. You do not have to worry about saving. It saves for you. Every time you complete one item in SimNet, it will save it. Okay, the downside, you have a perfect 100% in the class. You start the next chapter, your grade drops drastically. Do not freak out. The reason why it does that is because your next chapter, you have a 0%. So your 100 plus your 0%, your score is 50 until you start completing work in that next chapter because it grades automatically. Okay? Are those questions there or is your hand just still stuck in the up position? Anthony, need me to lower that for you? There we go. Okay. I'm never sure if it's not lowering. Sometimes it freezes. Okay, now when we're inside the book here, we do not open the book here because we're going to save you some time. Okay. So one of the things you're going to notice is there's this column over here that says tasks, and some of these items have numbers in them. Okay. See this 0 out of 5, 0 out of 3, etc. These are the ones we're going to do because up here it says 0/26. We have 26 items to do. If I take that 5, this 3, the next 5, skip that one, go to the 2, keep adding these numbers up. They will equal 26. Okay. So right now I've done none of them. That's why it says 0 out of 26. I've completed 0%. We do not do any of the items that say none. So that's going to be these pause and practices, this pause and practice, any of the chapter summaries, multiple choice, matching, short answers. Do not do those. That's too much work for y'all. I don't want you doing that much work. Okay, everybody got that? If it doesn't have numbers here, don't do the work. Okay, especially these guided projects, independent projects, they're going to tell you to do those things. It's great practice. Alberto. It is great practice. You're welcome to do them, but it is not graded work, and I don't want you to feel like you have to. Please feel free to do them, and they will self-grade, okay? But it won't count towards your score, okay? I have every month somebody will go through here and do only the ones that say none. And they like doing that because there's nothing they have to do. They just go through and they're like, yay, I'm finished. And it's like, no, you have 0 score. Okay. I would like to go through and do my job and not have anything to do and go, yay, I'm done. Don't do that. Okay. The ones that say none, don't do them. Okay. It will not affect your grade. Okay. If you do just the nuns, yeah, you're going to have a 0 score. Okay. So don't do those. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the first one with the number, which is this one. And we're going to go over here, and that's where we're going to jump to. We're going to click on that. Now, if anybody has problems sleeping, you're welcome to read all of this, and it will cure that. Okay? Because it's a very technical manual, it's best used as a reference. Okay? So if you're having problems figuring something out, it is a great reference and it can read it for you. You can highlight things. It is an incredible book. But for general reading, it is very, very technical. And so it's not the most enjoyable reading, but it has great information. It has great diagrams to show you what you're going to be doing as well. Okay. How many people learn more by doing than by the reading of the book? Usually that's the majority of the class. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn by doing. So we're going to scroll down and we're looking for some boxes here. So we're going to scroll and we're going to come across these 3 boxes: the show me, the guide me, the let me try. You're going to get used to looking for these. Okay. And so show me is exactly what you would think. It's going to show a video. Okay. Guide me, it's going to show you what to do step by step and have you do it step by step. And then let me try. This is the only one you are required to do. Okay. This is the one that gets you the points. These 2 here, the show me and the guide me, are there to help you. But this one you have to do to get the points. Okay. So what you'll be able to do is maybe the videos don't work for you. If that's the case, don't use them. Just use this one and then finish with the let me try. Or maybe the videos work, but the step-by-step doesn't. Do it that way. Or if you want to use all 3, customize your learning to fit you. Okay, so let's see how this works. We're going to click here. Now, I don't have the audio going, but basically you'll click this big play button and it's going to run through and you see the cursor moving around and it's going to tell you what to do and show you, and it tells you why it's doing it. Okay, now you can run this all the way through, and then when it's finished, you could exit right there, or you could jump straight to the guide me from within here and click there. Now you'll notice it wants you to do everything as it tells you. Click the start button. So I would have to come down here, and there's the start button. I have something blocking my view there, and it says that's correct, and then you click next. And what the whole thing is, it wants you to pin this PowerPoint app. So it says right click PowerPoint. So you find PowerPoint and you right click on it and notice that it says here. Now click Pin to Start, and you click that, and it says you've completed it. But before you do that, right here, see how it's on the menu now? That was the whole purpose of this particular item. So you say continue and it will go to the next one. But if I say close, notice right there, I've got a check mark in here for the guide me because I completed that. I didn't watch the video all the way through, so I don't have a check mark there. That's okay, not required. But now I'm ready to go to the Let Me Try. And notice it just says pin the PowerPoint app to the start menu. It wants you to do it all the way through. So I go down here. I have to remember, go to the start menu, find PowerPoint, right click on it, not left. If I left click, it would want to run it. Click pin to start, and it says I've completed it. I say close, and now I've got the mark in the green one. Now, if I come all the way up here to that arrow there, and then the little box, it says, are you sure you want to exit? And I do click exit. It'll take me back to the menu. And right here, it says I've completed 1 out of 26, 4%. So as soon as I completed that one item, I've already got a score. It's already saved it. Okay, you lose nothing. It shows I've completed 1 out of 5. If I get out of the book by closing the tab and go back to the home page and check grades over here on the left, you'll see right there, there's my introduce yourself. Doesn't have a score yet, but I did it. My online honor pledge, I've got my 2 points there. My shortcuts, I don't have a score yet, but there's my intro chapter. It actually says 3.85, which would round up, but I actually have it. Okay, so when you complete the 26, Alberto, this score will be 100%. So if you did them all, what's going to happen? If I go down to the modules and I'm going to go back into the class or the chapter real quick, you'll see this green line will be all the way across. This will say 100%. And these boxes here will have green check marks in them. So right beside this, we'll say 5/5. There'll be a green check box all the way down. So if this does not say 100%, you can scan down here. And if you don't see a green check box next to the number, come over here and click on it and finish that. And that chapter will be done. Okay, that is a full chapter. The most you'll have in a week is 2 chapters. Okay, that is the most you'll have. Now, it sounds like a lot because I'm having to explain this. Typically, overall, the students, the most a chapter will run is usually about 45 minutes, start to finish, if you do all 3 options. Okay, so that is to do all of it. Okay, so that would be about 45 minutes. So when you look at how much time a class takes in a week, and you would have 2 of those in a week, that's not very much. Okay, so each one of those would be however long. Now, if you want to know how to do each one of those, I've got you covered. Okay, I do. I show you exactly how to do every single one of them if you get stuck. Okay, I told you I've got you covered in this class. So when you are here, go to your modules, and you'll notice there's this thing that says help. Click on help, and then you'll notice inside here, I show you how to connect to your book, how to complete a chapter. And then look right here, a video walkthrough of each chapter assignment. So you come over here, you click on this. Here's the intro chapter, which is what we're in week 1. Click on this. And so what's going to happen here is this is your week 1. Okay. So you scroll through here and look there. There's skill 1 of 26 right there. Okay. So what you do is each item you're on, it will tell you in the upper corner what number you're on. And you'll notice as I move around on the screen, there will be a yellow circle around my cursor. So you'll see exactly where I'm at all times, okay? This week you have 1 chapter, Alberto, okay? So if you get stuck, go to that help and it will show you exactly. Now the online book shows you how to do things before you do them. The difference is this is the exact assignment, me doing what I'm asking you to do. I won't ask you to do anything in this class I haven't already done. Okay? Has everybody got that? This is where you can find out exactly how to do it. Okay? Now, if you've tried a few times and you just cannot get something to work, and I want you to really try because I will go through logged in. If you're telling me something that's is not working, I will log in as you and I will test it. Okay. But what I want you to do is if you cannot get something to work, I don't want you to just give completely up. So I'm going to go back into the chapter and show you what you do. So I'm going to go back in here, scroll down. And this is what you would do because you can start and stop a chapter as much as you want. You saw that I exited. I said, okay, I'm finished with that one. I'm going to scroll down and let's say I'm on this one. I'm going to just click here and I can't get this one to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to look and I'm going to go, this is skill 2 of 26 up in this corner here. And I'm going to text or email and then I'm going to say, Mr. Haley, I'm on skill number such and such, which is 2 of 26, and I cannot get this. Can you help me out? Okay. So you're going to send that to me and then you're going to come over here and see this arrow that's facing the right. You're going to click that and look, now I'm on skill 3 of 26 and you're going to continue on. Okay, does everybody understand that? You send the one you're having problems with to me, tell me what you're having problems with, but you continue on. Just because this is going to another skill does not make it harder. Each one is individual. Now, if there's 26 items and you send me 12 of them, no, nope, nope, no, that's not going to work. You're going to have to go back and those other items, the show me and the guide me, I will be able to see if you have done these because my gradebook shows me if you have looked at these. It also tells me how many times you have attempted to try this. Okay. So I ask you to be honest in what you're doing so that I don't have to check these things. If you can't get something, just be honest. If an assignment comes up and you didn't do it, and I say, what happened? And there was a concert and you had tickets and you went and you had the best time of your life, tell me. There was a concert, I went, I had the best time of my life, and I blew the assignment off. You don't have to lie. Just be honest and we will fix it together. That's all I ask is everybody be honest and own up to whatever happens because we all do stuff like that. We all do. I did it when I saw Prince's Purple Rain tour with Sheila E. on the Time. Are you kidding? Back in the day, I had center stage front row tickets. You think I did my college assignments? No, please. Next week I saw Quiet Riot. I had fun, paid for it, you know. Things happen. Okay, we don't always make the best choices. Just be honest, we fix it. Okay, so if you can't get something, let me help you and we fix it together. Okay, now the number of chapters this week, how you find out, go to your modules. This is how you find out what you do each week. This is week 1 right here. Okay, right there. This is laid out when you have to have things done. You have 1 chapter, and then you have this chapter quiz. To do the quiz, you'll click on it, okay? And you come down here where it says load the chapter, click on that. 17 questions. You'll get 3 attempts here. You'll say take exam. Sounds so tough there. You say, I know I'm taking it myself. You say start. And I want you to look at this. It looks very much like the chapters, okay? And here it's going to ask you to do something. Pin Excel app to the start menu. So this is similar to what we had to do before. You click start, only this time we're finding Excel. Right click, pin to start, and it says you answered it correctly. You continue. Okay, now it's telling us to do something we may not know how to do yet. So let's say we clicked here and it said it was incorrect. But look right here, see this where it says hint? This is what I want you to do before you click continue. I want you to pull out that cell phone, the one that you're paying $2.5 million in 28 billion easy installments of $19.99 a month. Don't take a selfie. We all know we're pretty. We don't need no more pictures. You're not going to be TikTok famous, okay? No Kardashian's going to call you. Take out that cell phone. Take a picture of this, okay? Where it says incorrect. Because look right here. It tells you select the Medi Sport Brochure V1, which is right here. On the Home tab in the Clipboard group, click Cut button. Okay, so in the Clipboard group, click Cut. See where it says Cut right there? And then it's going to tell you open the marketing folder on the Home tab. So you're going to follow these steps on your phone after you take that picture. You're just going to look at it and follow it. Does everybody understand that? It's telling you what you need to do. Has everybody got that? Okay, now somebody's going to go, but isn't that cheating? Let me tell you, learn to use your resources. You're going to be working in environments where you can Google, you can ask people, you can look things up, okay? Yes, actually, so when you cut something, a cut will save sort of like a copy, okay? A copy leaves it intact. A cut makes a copy but takes it out, okay? So that's the difference. So a cut copies it and takes it with it. So you can still paste after a cut. So, so you're going to have all these different things. This is why I tell you, take a picture. You still have to do the steps. You still have to have the skill to do it. Okay, makes sense? So once you have that safely taken, you'll click continue and you will do it again. You have 2 more chances to get this one right. And then if you don't get it right in those 2 chances, then it's counted wrong. Once you have made it all the way to the end, you'll say submit, submit the exam, and you'll notice it keeps track of every keystroke. SimNet is a tattletale. Okay, everything once you log into the system here, it keeps track of every keystroke you do. So if you sit there and go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, all you're doing is adding keystrokes. It keeps track of everything you do, how long you're on the system, and every place you visit, when you submit, etc., etc. All right. Any questions on how to do a chapter or how to do the quiz? Okay. I'm not going to walk through each of the items in the chapter because you're going to have to do those yourself. Any questions? Okay, so that is what you're going to be doing for week 1. We're going to be doing by Wednesday, you need to have your first post in the discussion. I recommend you get both those done. Tonight, you can have your attendance done and both discussion responses done. Boom, boom. Then theoretically, you wouldn't have to have anything else done till Thursday. Tomorrow, I would strongly recommend try to connect to your book and get part of this or all of this chapter done. We're talking that's Tuesday. And then Wednesday, knock out the quiz and be done with this class for the week. This is how I would structure this. Any questions?
If we wanted to, could we finish everything like on a Monday?
Absolutely. So if you finish everything, say tonight, if you finished all this tonight, when Thursday comes around, would you be absent? Of course, I would be that mean. No, not at all. So what happens if you finish everything tonight? When Thursday comes around, you get attendance. Okay. Now, if you don't finish something for Thursday's attendance, you finish it, say, Friday at 10 after 12, you're absent. Okay. I am up Thursday and I have my attendance done right at midnight. I have it ready to go and I send it off in the morning. If you did not have it in at 11:59, you're absent. Okay, you don't shop the store after it closes unless you want really good discounts, but no, 11:59, that's when you have to have it in. So as long as it's in before this, if you do it Monday, you do it Tuesday, you do it Wednesday, you're in. Exactly. 5-finger discounts. Does that make sense? Get them in, get them done. Okay. And part of this is I want you to think about it. You're going into careers where you're going to have to manage your time. You're going to be given projects that may span a few days, weeks, or months, and they're going to tell you we need these items. But they're not going to tell you do this today, do this today, do this. They're going to tell you we need these items and you have this much time to do it. You're going to have to plan your time and divide your time. So start working towards, I've got this much to do in this much time. How am I going to do it? And then they're going to start working you on, if you finish by this date, you get this much bonus. If you finish by this date, your bonus drops. And if you don't get it done until this date, no bonus. That's the way a lot of places work. Okay, so start learning how you can work your time and your time management and how you can work your schedules. And if you're looking at opening your own business, how do you schedule people on a project over a length of time. All right? Everybody good? Yes? All right. If you have any questions, and it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, send that text, send that email at that time, because that's when you have the question. Those will hold until I am up and I answer them. But sometimes I'm up at those hours. I will send them, but they will not leave my system until a reasonable hour. So understand I will be answering them at strange late hours, but you will not get that reply until a reasonable time. I won't disturb you at those odd hours, but please feel free to, if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and that's the time you're working and you have a question, don't wait to send it. Send it at that time before you forget it. All right? And that's it until next Monday at 7 o'clock. And we will be going over Word and our projects that begin there. Word does not cost you. We access it. You'll have access to all these programs free. So don't think that you're going to have to buy software. All right? And that's it. Y'all have a great week. And I will be sending texts and emails. If it says class, it goes to everybody. So if it's reminders for getting assignments done and you've already done them, I understand you're getting it because the whole class gets everything. If it has your name specifically, pay attention to it, especially because I'm trying to reach you for a reason. All right? Y'all have a great week. We will see you next Monday at 7.